There are three thermodynamic processes that can be defined using the concept of the polytropic process. And for these processes, there are special values assigned to them, and these values are 0, 1, and infinity. So let's look at the constant volume process. The constant volume process. It is also called an isochoric process. So let's list out the facts about this. One, it is also known as isochoric process. So it can be used interchangeably with the word isochoric process, constant volume process, isochoric process. They are the same thing. Two, the value for this case, the value of n for this case is infinity. Is infinity. Uh-uh. 3. The work done for an isochoric process is 0. Now, mind you, from what was given earlier, n equal infinity. As the name implies, constant volume process. It simply means the change in volume equals 0. The V equals 0. That is V1. Okay. Also, from what was given earlier from the name constant volume process, it simply means the V equals 0. The V equals 0. The change in volume is equal to 0. That is V1 is equal to V2. So let's look at that. From our polytropic process, we know that polytropic process is any process that obeys the law P raised to power n equals K. Right? Let's take the nth root of both sides. Take the nth root of both sides. So what do I have? What do I have? I have that P V n truth of both sides equal k raised to power 1 over n. This is saying as multiplying all the powers, all through the powers by 1 over n. So I'm having that P 1 over n. If I multiply this by this, I have V raised to power 1. And we have K, a constant given raised by any power is still that constant. A constant raised by power is still that constant. The nth root of a constant is a constant. So this is it. K raised to an nth root is ck. Now let's take this. We know that for a constant volume process, our n is equal to infinity. So therefore we have that P equal 1 over infinity, V equal to K. Right? Therefore, anything divided by infinity is the same thing as 0. So I'm having that P 0 V equal to K. Therefore, this is equal to 1. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. So we have V equals to a constant K. So this has actually proved that we are correct from all that was given here, that V is equal to a constant for a constant volume process or isochoric process. Recall that Q minus W equal to du. But from what was given, we know that our work done is equal to 0 for an isochoric process. Therefore, Q minus 0 equal du. Then our Q equal du. So that is it. Q equal du for an isochoric process. Let's look at the constant pressure process. It is also one of the special cases of the thermodynamic process. So the constant pressure process. So let's look at the constant pressure process. For the constant pressure process, it is also known as isobaric process. The pressure for a constant pressure process is constant. That is, P1 is equal to P2. The change in pressure becomes 0. The value of N equals 0. So let's calculate. Let's prove that pressure is constant. Recall that for a polytropic process, PV raised to power N equal K. And since we are dealing with a constant pressure process or isobaric process, we know that N equals 0. So we then have that P, anything raised to power 0 is 1. So I'm having P equal to a constant. That is for your constant pressure process. So what is the work done for isobaric process, for an isobaric process? Recall that work done is given as V1, V2, P dV, P dV. And from this point, we have that P is a constant. P is a constant. So we can actually bring out P, and we have that the work done equals P integral of V1, V2 dV. Integrating this, there's a 1 there. Integrating 1, we have P, we have V from V1 to V2. So what do we have? Our work done becomes P bracket the upper limit V2 minus the lower limit V1. So this gives you the work done for an isobaric process or a constant pressure process. So for heat, we have that Q minus W equal du, right? So let's make Q subject of formula. What do we have? Q equals du plus W. Yes? Now what do we have there? Let's impute our values for W. We have that Q equals, what is our du? U2 minus U1 plus P V2 minus V1. Let's expand our bracket. What do we have? U2 minus U1 plus P V2 minus P V1. And mind you, since our P is constant, we can have that, since we are dealing with the volume 2. What am I saying? Now mind you, our P is constant. For each state, we can actually call it P2, P1 for each state, for state 1 and state 2. So this is it. And recall that H, our enthalpy, okay, but H, which is called enthalpy, is equal to U plus PV. H equal to U plus PV. Now this can be written as Q equal to U2 plus P2 V2 minus bracket U1 plus P1V1. This looks familiar, right? We can call this our enthalpy. We can call this enthalpy 2 in state 2 and enthalpy 1 in state 1. So we have Q equal to H2 minus H1, which is the same thing as saying Q equal to dH. Also, one thing you should always remember is that we've been dealing with total property. We've been dealing with total property. What if it were given or it was given in specific property term? Then we have to multiply them by mass, by M. This is what I mean. In specific property term, Q equal to mass times dH, which is equal to mass times H2 minus H1. If our enthalpies were given in specific property term.
Get more by joining our second-year students channel membership or visit www.jonimanual.com/courses and get the second-year undergraduates one course. Both links in video description.